profanity, like Konkani profanity. Like, those from Canada, I don't know if they have gotten onto it yet, but French Canadians curse and swear very, very differently from the English. There must be a lot of psychology involved in profanity, because now the French Canadian, one of his big curse words is something that the English would never even think of using. He'll say tabernacle. He'll swear by the tabernacle. Tabernacle.
I have two small groceries. French bad word, profanity.
I see.
French profanity.
That'd be a very interesting book. Are you going to do this book? Are you going to come out with a book on Konkani profanity?
If we convince him, if we convince him.
But I don't know whether I am coming out with a book or my grandchildren are coming out.
So it's ready.
Interesting,
It's
actually.
ready to be published.
It's ready to be.
It calls for a session, no?
Comparisons with French
It will
and
sell
English
well.
in there.
Yeah,
And the edition.
It needs to be banned to sell well.
Edition is
Can you get a ban on it first?
No.
Can you get a ban?
No.
It will sell well. No, it will sell well, no? It will sell better.
It'll also review it. People will review it.
And physically, I want it to be a very luxurious thing. So that the person who takes it feels proud to show it. Otherwise, they will try to put it in some bag and carry. A friend of mine was promising me to come with a beautiful leather handcover.
But it shouldn't be too
So
expensive.
it should be.
But how many words do you have?
The entries aren't too many. They go to 1,200, 1,300.
Actually, Valmiki Falero also, he compiled a book of Konkani sayings, which is delayed. He delayed it. He's not confident of doing it. But because, most of the Konkani sayings have been compiled by priests. So they are very careful about what goes in there. Mental censorship. But this guy has put in a lot of bad words in the G section, in the X section. The Konkani equivalents of the B's and D's in English. So he has full sections with G and X.
But now the Konkani bad words, are they much different from what you'd find, that is, say, in another language, like in English? Are
Yes.
they quite of a different order?
They are the experts. These two guys.
Yeah. Like, what is the example of a real bad word in Konkani?
But usually offending female relations, no? I think it's quite patriarchal in that sense, no? Female relations.
Body parts.
Body parts.
My
Body
God.
parts. Some
very little by God.
Our sisters,
What do you swear by?
anatomy,
body parts. He's saying body
and
parts.
their anatomy.
Body parts.
Yeah.
Anatomy.
Oh, body parts. Oh, I
But
see.
it depends who says it.
But never use a brain.
How do females swear?
They never use.
Definitely never.
Joel-
One has to
Nobody
be
uses
brain.
brain because there are
Oh, the brain, no.
Joel says that he says that it depends on who's using it, whether it's a male or female swearing. So I asked him, how do females swear?
You will hear it very well.
He's feeling embarrassed to
see,
repeat.
I have a recording of a drunkard in Beijing, a man,
The man.
and another a woman in a state of drunkenness abusing, and the words are quite common. And incidentally, one is from Beijing, the man is from Beijing, and the woman is from Kurtori, Salse.
It's got less to do with gender.
The phonetics is different.
Professor, my argument is that it has less to do with gender and more to do with ideology. Women can be as patriarchal as males in that sense, no? So if they internalize that patriarchal ideology, they'll be cursing women.
But I have heard an Italian
Sorry?
swearing.
It's never that women are matriarchal. In a patriarchal
What did
society,
you say?
everybody's patriarchal.
Yeah, but not everybody. Depends on how many percent.
It
Depends on the
was
percentages.
the worst insult for anyone when he was angry.
Women are bringing
See,
up kids patriarchal.
The other thing,
Some of them.
interesting fact is this: women use women to abuse. The women metaphors and
Yeah.
anatomy and so on. It's not only men who does
Yeah.
it. Tuja avoiche.
Yeah.
And even a woman will say tuja avoiche.
Because that's the language.
Tuja bapaicho. She doesn't say. Tuja goacho. Occasionally, but tuja baideche. So they will go to the anatomy of the wife.
Because
And the other woman also does the same.
Yeah,
She goes
and-
to
and
the
this is-
anatomy
but that's a
of the
currency.
wife.
That's a currency. That's a currency. That's a currency. We take rupees here. We don't take dollars because it's a currency. No, correct. No.
But here in India, if you were to do a book on comparisons of profanity between certain languages like Konkani, Marathi, like 2 or 3 of the languages
Academic
in
follow,
South
Murray.
India.
Academic
That
follow.
book should be a real seller, man.
It'll have a wide market also, big
I mean,
market,
it would
big
be an
market.
academic book.
Very difficult to research. It's not valid, no.
Push this book also as an instrument of pedagogy. The best way to learn a new language is to enter that level of
Who bought the heart? Let him buy it. I'm not sure probably going to say,
I'm sure that would be your major thesis in writing. Yeah.
आमचे बुक सुद्धा घेतल्यामुळे बेस्ट बरोबर
तू आपण किती शब्द घातल्या त्याच्या लिंगेच्या बी
होय.
लिंगेच्या बी
Do you have abusive words in your
related to sex, sexuality. असं
नो सेन्सरशिप नो सेन्सरशिप
Yeah, well, that's it.
नो सेन्सरशिप नो
It has
सेन्सरशिप
a lot more to do with culture than language.
So how many abusive words will be there?
So low.
small percentage maybe 2-3% no
Yeah.
1-2%
So would that reach 1,000?
no not
Because see,
50 एक असलेले नाही 50 एक असलेले
the level of puritanism is very high here.
Yeah.
Academic experience.
Yeah.
ते हे कित्याक घातला योनी म्हणपा जायना बुद्ध कित्याक म्हणपा जाय योनी म्हण मरे योनी म्हणले जाल्यार बरें दिसता
कळना कोणाकूच कळना
लिंग म्हण मरे
What happens when a language takes some status,
Yeah.
you can say anything in the language and people can accept it. In Konkani, we cannot say that.
Why?
Because we cannot say
This
Why?
limitation,
Because
why?
that sort of what's called
Puritanism
that
time
luster is not yet lost.
no I agree with Mr. Veluska. This is my argument no that in Konkani the words
In social
Yeah.
terms.
no not only social terms the words have much sharper connotations than in other languages. For example tu poder mare you are a baker
Yeah.
same connotation na and it's not only class or caste it's not only class or
That is
caste
true, but then
Posor ka tu.
somebody is compiling a dictionary, he doesn't go for this kind of levels of politeness and sharpness and so on. Take for example the word pennies in English, pennies in Konkani. Popot, chon, linga.
Yeah.
Okay?
Huh.
Chon किती म्हणतात? Popot म्हणल्या पुरा. Popotaचे दो वर्ड I was told when I was discussing this with somebody, popot pura. Now tell me what is so
खरं की नाही ते खाली नाही.
no but it's
No, but
it's a class bias it's class
no,
bias
it's also that
Yeah,
some
yeah.
words have become academic and in
Correct,
case of
acceptable.
Yoni
Exactly.
and all they have become sacred also.
Correct.
Yoni,
Yeah.
linga, sacred.
That
So
is
they
what
are
I'm
highly
saying.
accepted.
Yeah.
They are highly
it's like your medicine no
academic. Like in
No,
English.
that is also-
But the meaning
But
don't
yeah,
don't-
It is
In
accepted
English also
without
penis will be
understanding.
accepted,
Yeah.
but dick and such words, they become, vagina is accepted, but other words will not be. There are other words which are used which are not accepted.
But we don't understand them.
But the
They are
problem is
accepted
this, whether they are
without
accepted or
understanding.
not. I know that in the seminary, if they have to sell any one of these books, they may have problem. They may put duck pages, imprimatur.
earlier they were banned
Okay, they will need imprimatur. Ordinary to look out.
censor.
But in an
No,
open
but
society,
no, but it has connotations. No, it has connotations. Like for example, in a medical field, when you're discussing all human body parts, as Damodar Ganekar would term them, certain language is acceptable, certain is not. Also, no, even in medicine, for
Why?
example,
Even in medicine.
see, there was a
you will not bring vulgarity,
They are-
colloquial.
No,
No, it's not
vulgarity is-
vulgarity. It's
Colloquial.
vulgarity in the mind. It
Yeah.
is colloquial
Colloquial.
vis-a-vis academic.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct,
correct.
correct. So same here, no, same here. What are you saying?
So,
What are you saying
so
here?
the problem is that Konkani has not been a very academic language.
Correct,
It has been
correct,
vernacular. So
correct.
vernacular
It's very
sounds
correct,
offensive.
correct,
Yes,
correct,
yes,
correct,
yes.
correct.
Sound offensive.
See, interesting way of putting it.
ये लोग बोलते हैं
It's not it's not been academic, no.
It is coming
It's
up.
not.
Yeah, meaning
It's coming up.
Yeah,
The
it's
Konkani is
not a
coming up.
language of
Because they are accepting, they are writing
Yeah.
it also.
Ah.
The article which I wrote, directly with number of words, I had to write about it. There was no other way.
Which number of words?
On
Shivdas's article.
Shivdas poem.
I see. So what is your
I
point,
have
Mr.
to-
Vedas?
I have to bring that to and all this, which we never use
Yeah, correct.
in academic
In
sense.
Sunaprans.
See, to an extent,
So
it
you
was
have to know.
happening in the rigid puritanical society that was prevailing here as the top layer, Portuguese. For example, puta, the slang for prostituta. Uma seba do mundo.
Meaning?
Uma seba do mundo.
Save the moon
Damsel of the
of
world.
the
Ah.
world.
Damsel of the world. So you want to say it by touching yourself first. This is not open society.
Yeah.
It's a conservative society. There's no denying that. Goa is traditionally conservative. It may look very liberal from the outside, but I would argue that moralistically, religiously, we are conservative.
accept that,
But generally also it's the Indian tradition
Correct.
of not, you don't want to offend anybody. So you want to sanitize all your books in general. Na? They want
Yeah.
to take out anything which is so-called offensive.
Correct.
So it is, it's got a very narrow, very illiberal.
Is going backward.
No, no. See,
I have
What?
not read the
No, no,
poem.
yeah.
But see, if the objection was to the use of that word, I think it is terrible.
Could you tell us?
No, could you tell us what your controversy is?
No,
Mr. Viluskar
Please
Sang.
read the poem.
I'm not having poem with me now, but I'll just tell you the gist of it. So it's a prostitute, and he's describing the prostitute. The prostitute is moneyless. She's not having anything. She's hungry, and she is trying to search someone to come to her, and then she'll get something, and then she'll eat something, and one day she'll die with this hunger or by eating like this.
That's all.
But she will spend like this in the actual life, nothing else. This is the description of that
Why
lady.
you and cry about it?
Yeah, what is
Nothing else.
That's what-
Nothing
But
else.
but the way
Because
I
it is the
understand
first time
the objection
such a poetry
is
has
not
been
to the
written.
poem.
Yeah, what is
published.
The
so
objection is not to the poem. The objection is to the word of the use of the word chedi.
Ah,
Okay?
ah.
Now, chedi, even Kalwan. Kalwan people,
Aye.
they think Kalwan it goes well better because Kalwan also can be artist.
Artist.
That's
Basically, she's an artist.
In
She
Sashti,
was.
some people say Randigeche.
Randi.
Randigeche.
Munche, meaning? What it comes from? Comes from what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ran game unche?
Ran
Ran
means,
game.
yeah,
Ran by.
Ran- widow.
Widow.
Is,
Randi is
widow.
otherwise.
Widow.
Otherwise, widow.
Otherwise is
But the
widow.
second meaning
Widow.
is there.
Widow.
Then Randul. Randul
Randul.
is diminutive of Rand, but is far more punchy.
Far more punch.
Far more punchy.
Randul mother.
If I say Ten Rand,
Ah.
T Rand, means she's widow.
She's
Then
widow.
Randul means she's a loose widow.
She is available.
She's loose widow. Okay, people use Randul also for prostitutes. Randul, Cherry, Randigeche. There are these, but now to object to the use of that word,
yeah.
and the objection coming from where? Not from that circles of right. not from
Women's
the-
organization. For
I
what?
say that.
For what? Avda Vega Chandra Jyoti ko karega.
Now we people sort of go into this field of
Please,
sensory.
but I'll tell you one
Sensory.
small story. And you know, every day it used to strong before take water. Now it is not. Because everybody is using tap water. So, early in the morning, till late at night. Sometimes they used to come and sometimes they used to abuse each other. Sometimes they come and shout.
At the well.
Yeah, on the well. Or sometimes they used to talk to each of them and then they do all this. It was a common word for them. One day, it happened so that my father and me went to someone's place. So, that lady, we wanted to talk to her and to get some work from her. So, what she said to her son, Hari, Ranija, no, sorry, Hari, Chudi, Ranija. So, my father after, because
What he asked her?
Kharido.
Kuriga Zalkan.
Putak Mundan is there.
Putak Mundan.
Putak is Mundan. So, pushing common the language as a then it can come. Why you object?
Yeah,
See,
why should you? Why should they
You
be?
listen to the speeches, normal, not formal
Oh, yeah.
speeches, normal speech of our at least half a dozen politicians. Churchill आपण वद्दवर उलयता.
Ah.
हे अशोक that
सांग गो, येतलोच.
तू कितें सांगत रे म्हाका तें जायना रे तेश करून सँक्शन दिवपा जाय ना चेडीचें तूं म्हाका सांगता इट इज व्हेरी नॉर्मल
Saamne,
and now
normal,
when
normal.
because one poet wrote it as a title for his poem
Right.
which deals with the life of a woman in that situation you become suddenly holy
Girls na Sandra Sandra.
In Penne, by or no?
Ah?
By or
Boys or
By or part of the talk now.
Yeah, Samke. Father says to the son,
Yeah.
son says to the father.
By or of.
Bayoro.
Boys
So what is?
or
Sister. It's just a term of endearment. Term of endearment.
Oh really?
Yeah. You will
Arey,
call
where,
him,
where
yeah.
are you?
You
Yeah,
will
come
call
here.
him
Come
with
here.
love.
That way.
That way.
Where are you all this time? You.
Incest, Pulari,
What?